You would expect that the human being who is also God in flesh would have a more fascinating and mind-boggling job, and yet this is what he was doing for the first 30 years of his life. I mean, before we dive into it, but literally think about it, 6 days a week. They didn't have a 2-day weekend. They didn't have 3-day weekends. They had one day off. That was from Friday evening at 5 p.m. to Saturday at 5 p.m. The rest of the time, this is what Jesus did. Besides going to church on Friday and Saturday, he would eat food, he would sleep, hang out with his friends, and then he would do this. This was Jesus's 9 to 5, but in their time, they worked from sunup to sundown. So for the most part, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. God in flesh spent his time doing this. So wild. Look at him out there. Jesus' name in Hebrew is Yeshua. That's God. That's literally God in flesh right there. Hey God, what were you up to today? Oh, building a table. Don't worry about me. That's wild.
Hi. Nash Karathir.
Ratemekal Paim. Athirde.
Le Ratemekal Kidna. Shokan Elaya. Karsewan Elayan.
You have to understand that back in the day, they had tables that would just be barely above the ground so that when you sit down, you would sit down on the ground and your feet could either go underneath the table, which was not likely. You would actually like lay down on your side and your shoulder would be close to the front toward the table. And you would just pick up your food and you'd eat like this. So you'd be laying on the ground. That's how tables worked back in the day. So that's when that's when you read in the scriptures at like the Last Supper, when they reclined at table, that literally means they laid down with their feet furthest away from the table, their shoulder closest to the table, and they would eat just like that. And so this is Mother Mary depicted here, and she's just mind blown. She's like, what is this concept of chairs and a very tall table? That's the context here. What was Jesus filling his time with when he was on earth? Well, the thing that he did most out of all the time that he ever spent on earth was making tables. Carpentry, woodworking, stone masonry, things like that. He was a handyman. That's what God in flesh did with his time. Literally from 6 to 6 every single day, except on Sabbath. Jesus was playing with tools, hammering things together. That's wild to me. I love you all. God bless you. Shalom, shalom.